We ended up all just because we couldn't get a spot. Then they did the surgery, and within a week, it got under control.
Wait for you, Dale.
How are you?
Yeah, I think you're right. That is going to help with some of the problems.
Making bread again today. I knew my God was sitting out.
Good morning. Welcome to the Rotary Club. Great crowd. Appreciate everybody being out on such a cold day. It is cold. Thank you for standing. We'll now have the national anthem, pledge of allegiance.
Please join.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Communication be brought to us by Mr. Thomas Rails.
Let's bow our heads. Oh Lord, we are thankful this day and the safety we have now through this terrible time. Help us to know that service is above other things, that pleasing you and doing your will is the most important. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. Amen.
Now, family Rotary, Terry Douglas.
Morning, everybody. Hope y'all enjoying the warm weather that we're having outside today. Did I say warm weather? Yes, if you're an Eskimo, it might be. Before we get into the exciting things of birthdays and anniversaries, wanted to share this with you. Mr. Tom West told me this morning that Eddie Marblestone, who was a member of this club for over 50 years, has passed. We would have announced it last week, of course. He's been passed about 2 weeks ago. He was 86 years old, and once again, the Rotarian of this club for over 50 years. So let's remember the family in prayer. And also special prayers for one of our very active Rotarians, Michael Maddox. He's in Birmingham heart abolition. So let's pray for the absolute best for Michael on that. On a happy note, we got a big birthday to celebrate. I don't know how old he is. We probably won't ask. He looks like he's getting younger every day. We got Jim Wade, January 26th. So let's give Jim a count. Party starts at 5 o'clock. I'm gonna go meet you to a party. I don't know. That's the reason I couldn't make the rest of the event. Anyway, if there's a party, Jim will call you and you'll know. If you don't hear from him, let's just celebrate anyway. No anniversaries. I guess nobody liked to get married around this time for whatever reason. Maybe it's too cold. But maybe they should have sparked and warmed it up. They didn't have been anniversaries. So y'all have a great day. Have a great Monday. Thank you.
Thank you, Terry. Introduction of guests for this evening, Terry. Fran. Cold weather gets to us all.
You don't think it takes so long to get them? It does. Okay, so today we would be happy to welcome our guests. We have Keith Boozer, who is with Rotaract. Keith, would you mind standing? Thank you. And he brings with him Maxim Fresnel. Did I pronounce that properly, Maxim? Maxim, I'm so sorry. And then Suzanne Wright. And they are all guests of Dr. Kathy Murphy. Thank you for staying. And then Liz Mormon, who is a guest of the club, and Brian and Mary McCready, guests of the club. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us today. Any other visiting people that we didn't get? Thank you all. Have a great day.
Thank you, Fran, Jay Baskin, for those.
Looks like we have 960 points.
Our winning number today is 725. 725. Well done, Don.
Check the ticket. Three bars.
Well, thank you. We'll try to get on just a couple of announcements. This past weekend was our district conference. A couple of us attended this past weekend. It was a great conference. And we'll go into some details as time goes along, a little bit of specific things coming up. I do want to say that one of my takeaways, which I look forward to, was the Camp Riley program. It will be totally different this year. I know Mike Sledge came up and talked about it a few months ago, but that's going to be a very exciting event. It's actually very well organized this year, very well planned, a lot of excitement behind it. I know it's something Lawrence is working on, and we do sponsor 2 students for that. And please, if you've got anyone who you feel like may qualify for this, please go ahead and let's get these names in. And we'll go into more detail about that as we get a little bit closer. Also, we did, actually, our club was awarded 2 designations. I'd like for Rick Riker to come forward. These are for the 2024, 2025 year. Rick, last year, we actually, this club had a 100% giving to the Rotary Foundation. Congratulations. It's fantastic. And also a second award, Rotary Club of Dothan, of financial support of Meuli now. Congratulations. It takes a while for us to get a good picture. I appreciate that. Lincoln was having before you
Take them home.
Also, and I may have to get back on the podium for everybody to see this, but actually I got a t-shirt, and this is a pretty nice shirt. It's actually from the Central Baldwin Sunset Rotary Club. Got a nice little logo on the front. On the back it has, be a Rotarian wherever you are. It's a nice logo. Now, some of you have seen me in the gym early in the morning. I know I said I'm not quite up to this XL shirt yet. I will leave it on the front table. Anyone who would like to have this shirt, please, it is a nice shirt. Please take it. First come, first serve. Thank y'all. Now I'll return the program over to Mr. James Etheridge, who will introduce our guest.
Well, I resemble that size. And I'm not sure XL always fits. It might be a 2X. Good to see you today on this warm day. We missed seeing you the last since 2 weeks ago, but we're so glad you're able to come, and what a great turnout today. I had to be in all for another week, and then also weathered the storm yesterday and the cold this morning. I think I was talking to Walter earlier, and he said that he did something that he normally doesn't do. He always lets the garage door up before he gets in his car. This morning he decided he would leave the garage door down and then get in his car and crank it up. And he said he thinks he made a good choice because when he got to work, he said, "Oh, it is cold." And he walked across the street into his office building. So I'm glad you're here today. So glad to have a friend of mine, and found out a friend of many of you already is here at the club today. Adam Meuli. Adam has been involved in IT for 25 plus years. He made his way to Dothan from California, and his dad was in the military and ended up being stationed eventually in Ozark, or Fort Rucker, and they lived in Ozark, and that's where he met his wife, Sarah. Sarah's here with us today. If you hadn't heard her voice, you need to hear her voice, and she'll be glad to give you a link to her songs she recently recorded in the last 3 months. Is that correct, Sarah? I think you would enjoy that. I know I have enjoyed it tremendously already. But Adam has been in this field for a long time in IT, but he just recently was able to be part of the author of a book called Maximizing Your Business Potential from AI. And he is one of many collaborators in this book. And I'm so glad that he was able to work out his schedule to be with us today. And I think you will be very enlightened in many things. And he doesn't actually touch on an area of AI. I'm sure if we're getting Q&A, he'll be glad to expound as much as he's able to. But we all know that AI is really new to the public, and we're learning something new about AI every day as it's promised learning from us. So please make welcome Adam Meuli with Entech.
The IT guy, you know, had to help with the slides here. So I wanted to share, I think many of you are already using AI quite a bit. So who was a car driver you here this morning, this afternoon? Anybody? Yeah, I think it's pretty awesome. So a form of AI, it's pretty great. I love driving my truck myself, but so I have this like 34%. It tracks your driving to your self-driving now. So I got 34%. I think I'm great. My wife she's all in. She's like, what is it, like 90 something percent. So you can click start on that car. I did it Sunday, so I can tell you today, click start on it and drove it all the way to church. Stop signs, stop lights, a little slower. My daughter doesn't like how I drive my Tesla, so self-driving is really calm for her. So I'm enjoying technology. I think we're using it already. One of my favorite things is voice to text. That's been around for a while, but voice to text where it knows what you mean and not just what you say. So it's like changing there or through for me. I just think that is absolutely great. So I wanted to mention that, encourage you guys. When you think about AI, don't think about the 1,000 things that you're doing. This guy's making 10 grand a minute, doing nothing, or this new version of AI. And so James asked me to get his slides a couple months ago. And I said, James, AI is going to change in 3 months. Everything's going to be different. So it's kind of my excuse not to get in my slides. And I thought, if I have to update my slides every 3 months, why deliver something to you guys that was only going to last for a couple months? So I thought about focusing on the outcomes. And I wanted to reframe AI as a tool. So in the generalist sense, AI is like a hammer. I don't think you guys have had a hammer speaker up here. Say, here's my hammer. Here's how I use it. I am an expert. But it's the output. It's what he or she builds. Hospitals, churches, sanctuaries, schools with that tool. So I want to reframe AI as a tool. What are we doing with AI? And also, as a tool, don't concern yourself. Don't worry. Don't feel like you're behind. You're not an expert. I'd say take that off the plate and encourage you guys to be great students, to look at AI as something you can learn, become a great student. And I think that's the way I would encourage you guys. All that I do with AI is not because I'm in technology all day long. I do love technology. It is busy, but to become really a great student of this. So actually just December, I signed up for a class and I wanted to, it's like a Microsoft class. It was a free class. Sounds fun. Here's one of my hobbies. I love it. So when you're thinking, oh, I can sign up all day long to take a class for AI. So I signed up for the class, and before you knew it, the date came, and I was too busy. I couldn't do it. I'm busy like you guys. I say, I'm going to challenge you to be a student, but yes, it was busy for me. So I just joined in the class. I'm going to tell the professor, no disrespect, I can't make the class today. But I jumped in there. I learned a couple of things just in a couple of minutes. It was only 20, 30 people. It's kind of slow. They had the spreadsheet, all the user accounts, everything you need. Everything's done in the browser. And it kind of lowered my anxiety, or even me, to get in there and to continue to learn about AI. So I enjoyed that. I joined the next time, and it was great. I really enjoyed that. So encourage you again, become a great student of AI. And with the focus of AI is just a tool, but it's what are you going to do? Everyone's going to use AI to do something different and help connect the community. A good example, we just had a birthday party. Yeah, Sarah's mother celebrated her 70th birthday. That was awesome. And so we're hosting it at our house. I hear Aunt Cheryl say, I can't tell what video is real and what video is not. You guys see these AI videos? Is it distracting or is it fun?
A little bit.
Yes, okay. So I hear Cheryl, and I don't just defend AI. Like, this is great. AI we know where it's going, and we've seen Terminator. So, you know what could happen. So I said, Cheryl, you wanna learn what the difference is between real video and animated? She's instantly, she's like, yes, let's go. Open the app store, download Sora 2, log in. I show her how to privatize the settings, go in there. She feels good, scan your face. So Sora 2 is like a social media. It's all for videos. It's weird. That sounds weird to you. It is very weird. So she goes in there, she basically scans your likeness, and you can talk through a video. You can make a video of anything. So I know Cheryl likes the beach. Cheryl, describe the best beach day. So she goes through this, she's like, at the beach, there's some boats, there's some fishing, there's some guys, they're drinking sweet tea on the beach. So she talks through this whole thing, and she puts out the video in about 30 seconds. And so we're trying to teach her the difference. And here she goes. She's excited about the video. I think, is the battery going down?
It's feeding back a little bit, maybe pull an inch, pull it away from you a little bit so it won't peak so much.
Okay, James adjusted. But she gets this video, and the first thing she does, she's giggling about it. She's seeing that it's not real, it's inconsistency. But she's sharing it with somebody, she's sharing it with somebody else, she's seeing it, then she's spreading it all over the internet. And I'm like, no, you didn't need to do that, right? She's like, no, this was fun. So I think Cheryl was just a great example of an instant student. So she learned, we kind of walked through some of the things she could see. This video is not real, she can see the difference. But what I really liked that she learned and she enjoyed was that this was a good time to connect. It was a good time to learn. So her output was this video that connected with other people. I think the battery is going down still.
We can hear you.
You hear the back?
Is that okay? I'll just keep.
It's pegging a little bit, so.
Testing. Hello. Okay. Sounds like a new speaker. Okay. So Cheryl was a great student to me, and she used it to connect with people. And I've loved that. That was my heart, is using technology to connect with people. So I'm in IT, and IT simply is technology service. We're serving people with technology in business. And so it makes me think about this book. So part of this book was the joining of 19 other technology business leaders from around the world. We got together, wrote a book. We have a publisher, a couple of project managers, and it was a great process to get it, a marketing plan to get it to an Amazon #1 bestseller. Great process. I've never been bossed around so much in my life that last 6 months, but it was great. I learned a lot. So I felt like I got the opportunity to serve, and I brought everybody together because we not spent that much time together. Got everybody together, interviewed them to make this video, and a common theme that I saw. So everybody's in a different field, different chapter, and we'll kind of walk through what my chapter was today. Different background. So the unified theme that I captured was to encourage, and they were getting feedback from their clients to encourage them to use technology or use AI as a tool, focus on the outcome. What do you need to improve in your business? How can you use AI to do that? And see it just as obviously, it's more than a hammer, but over generalizing, it's a tool. What are you going to do? How are you going to encourage and help your people and your community? And that's what I captured. The servant-hearted team was absolutely great. So I want to share that with you guys. I thought it was great that Rotary is focused on the community and people and connecting, being responsible for the gifts that we've been given. So thank you for the intro, James. I do feel absolutely blessed. My dad was just in the military all over the country, dropped me off in Alabama in high school. I had a wonderful wife, and the Lord led me, stupid kid. I remember pray for wisdom. So I pray for wisdom. Like, this is great. That sounds like a really good deal. So pray for wisdom. Lord led me in technology, and it's been a great time serving. And many of you, I know, I've connected with Les for many years. He took me under his wing as a son, Wiregrass Electric. I'm a kid, started my first business and just learned a lot. I thought it was going to be easy, and many of you guys know it's a lot of work. So here's how this intersects with the book, and here's what this looks like to me and what I did. My one thing, focus, using it as a tool to impact. So Ryan's a good tech. So he's a tier 1 tech, did a good job, promoted to a next stage, promoted to another stage, and then eventually he is
The down key.
There he goes.
Down button.
All right, he's plateaued. So this is an interesting concept. I don't know if I'll get off track a little bit, but you work hard, you're promoted, you work hard, you're promoted, and then eventually you can't do the job that you're in. The government calls it the Peter principle. So you have all these people in a role where they did a really good job to get there, but they're not doing a good job now. So I found this in business as well. So Ryan, I knew there was something more. So I worked with Ryan. I want to do something that I did for myself many years ago. So what I did was I pulled all this Clifton, all these assessments together. I love assessments, professional assessments, Clifton Strengths, we did that. Patrick Lencioni, Working Genius was awesome. Working Competency, put this together, and I interviewed him too. What do you like to do? What's something you're frustrated about in work? What's the best day? What are some hobbies that you enjoy? So I really want to capture a lot of stuff about Ryan. And so I take this information and I privatize it and I put it in a pro version of AI. Now, it's private and it's not your instant response. Anybody use the pro version of AI? Yes, so you're paying a good bit a month, right? It's processing, yeah. How much, what were you saying?
20 bucks.
Yes, $20 plus, yes, and there's $200, there's over $200, and it's gonna process your request for 5, 10, 20 minutes to make sure that we're leaning towards accuracy. So I plug this in with our company vision. So we got 10-year vision, our 3-year picture, 1-year goal. What are our weaknesses and our strengths? Where are we going? What are some innovative ideas that we have for the business? So I put this all together. A lot of information. I could try to work this out myself, but my idea is to help Ryan. That's it. Focus on Ryan. And what it came back was this idea and a map to say, I think Ryan could be your first account manager. So we're a small business and we're growing. And it says Ryan would be great with his skill sets and his work method and what you need. So I went ahead and I made Ryan our first account manager. And so to Ryan, going from plateau, concerned about what his future is going to look like, to challenge, he lit up when I walked him through. So I asked him before I put him in this role, what do you think about this, Ryan? And to him, his life was changed, his work life. And so I enjoy, the responsibility that you can help people with their work life. It's a majority of their waking life is at work. And he was lit up and he said he appreciated the challenge. It was more than I can get. Hey, Ryan, you did a great job. That only goes so far, but that I could believe in him, trusted in him, put him in this role, said a lot. And I thought we'll add some numbers to this. $258,000 of project quotes that he was able to communicate and connect with the clients. And then by the end of the year, I did this with another gentleman. We have 2 account managers, $790,000, and this was just during training. And so this is not about money. And I know we got a lot of individuals here that are, you said, very generous. They're very generous for the community. What this means to me is your community had almost $800,000 of technology issues at your electric utility, your surgery center, your airport, that the technicians have a hard time communicating what's going to be needed to make an improvement. These account managers, in the right role, they were able to make this impact and communicate well with the leaders in your community to make a change. And again, this is just during training. So I believe we'll maximize business potential when we maximize and focus on people potential. So you guys have heard, so all I did, right, just move people around. Who has heard this? Find the right people, put them in the right seat. Who said this? Anybody know?
It's good to great.
Good to great.
Yeah, Good to Great,
Jim Collins.
Jim Collins. And I think it's a great book. If you haven't read it, the premise behind this is Jim Collins interviews tight criteria for many, I say interview, but for many years he does a case study for businesses that are going from good to great and they're solid. They don't fall apart to bring us great insight. What a wonderful book. So I dug into this a little bit more and I wanted to know who said this. It was a business that he connected with and it's in the 70s. This leader took the business from $1 billion to $1 billion to $4 billion. Eventually they sold for $57 billion. And this leader did something very interesting. 55% of his time he spent moving people around on the seat. So to me, it was a pretty good validation that that change would make such a big difference. Now I did it. I was proud of our move. We made a great place to work for one person at a time. I was happy with that. The community's happy with that. But to see that there's a huge gap of unengaged people led me to uncover this huge opportunity. Now I'm a positive guy. When I see the 69% of unengaged people, I'm not complaining about this. It's so terrible. But to me, this is an opportunity that if we just get our people in the right seat to really validate what Jim Collins uncovered, and then we don't really have instructions to do this. And also, stewardship is the biggest thing. Your clients are paying you, many business owners in here, and you're responsible for the revenue. What are you using the revenue for? Roughly 30% of it, if it's a service company, is going to the stewardship of payroll. It's higher if it's a professional service, it's a little lower if you're in manufacturing, you have product sales or retail. But you have a huge opportunity to make a big change with just the staff that you have now. And again, AI is a tool with a focus of unlocking people potential. So I did this with another gentleman. So it was Brandon. Brandon, how are you doing? I was excited to do this again. And he just says, I'm good. I just no, I was like, I'm going to try this with you still, Brandon. So same thing, Clifton strengths, the assessment, 31st strengths, ordered, great. It's not made to detect your weaknesses, but working competencies, I interview, how are you doing, Brandon? What's a great day look like? What's a new hobby maybe you picked up? And Brandon, he's got a lot going on. So he has a lot of inputs. I okay, give it to me. That's input. And I plug it in again, privatize it, pro version of AI, and I'm pulling in the company information. You get a 10-year vision, the 3-year picture, 1-year goals, strengths, weaknesses, everything that you can share about the future of your business. Again, I think a lot of you want to make sure this is privatized, and it's going to process this, again, the systemic multi-layer version of AI to create a map. So create a map for Brandon. And what it told me was not as exciting as Ryan. I wanted to do the same thing, I wanted to be the same, easy. But it told me something to do that most, when I hear about doing this, it's in a negative way. You hear often, oh, our department, was cut back and now we have to do this work of multiple people with fewer people. But the map was to allow Brandon to take over his department of 2 and to do everything. Okay, so I went around. Brandon, what do you think about doing all of the work for your whole department? And he was quite surprised. He said, I think I'm up for the challenge. I would like that. And I did not know the impact that this would have. And Brandon wrote this for me. This to me was eye-opening. I learned something that I did not expect. I got my own way of thinking, so it's different input. But Brandon, to him, this was a sense of purpose and fulfillment he was missing in his work. I thought I was doing a good job, not pushing him, but he wanted to be pushed. He wanted to be challenged. So that thanks to why Brandon has 4 kids and he runs a farm at the same time. And now 2 people to farm. So he does all these assessments. And to him, he wanted to impact the team and the clients in a bigger way. And this gave him that sense of purpose. I thought he was doing great, but now he also thinks he's doing great. So why not just yes and move people around? And I don't mean that, nonchalant, but guessing is expensive. So you got about 70% of your employees already unengaged. Yes, you don't want more to move in there, but it is pretty expensive to just guess. So about $24,000, and this is from several HR statistics, using the U.S. small business seeding method as well. Lost productivity, recruiting costs, hiring costs, lost opportunity. So I highly suggest focusing on people and the unlock because of the disconnect of engaged and unengaged people. That's what I chose. This was just one chapter. So I wanted to share an example of focusing on one thing. Now we're doing so much with AI. Just on the way, Sarah's riding with me. I had another client. He has this huge dream and a huge project. And I was like, hey, I did the same thing. It took a year. We can do it in 3 months now with your version. So ton to do with AI. But this, as an example of becoming a student, seeing AI as just a tool to get something unlocked for your business and your potential. So here's a method that I came up with. Yes, AI helped me kind of form this. So I told AI, people first. It's about people first. I got to name this something good. It said human. I was like, oh, that's very simple. I could come up with that, right? So I would harvest the information, bring it together, understand it that small. You got one-on-one meetings, just like I walked through with Ryan and Brandon, and then create a map, organized, clean goal for the person, people first here. And then AI, AI, a conspiracy theorist here, there's an interesting point here. When I said ask, it kept changing this to a line. I said, you get in line, AI, we're going to ask, we're going to say people first, but it said, I'm pretty sure this is going to work fine. Okay, well, let's just connect with people. This is ask, connect with your people, and then navigate together. So this has worked very well. Continue to do this to unlock the best seat. My goal was really to make a great place to work, but I was able to make a great place to work for 1%. It's not too little of a move to use AI. So I mentioned earlier the book. Yeah, we got together, different industries, different backgrounds. I thought I was, kid wonder, this guy here, he's 14 years old. Not William 14, but 14, certified, and he worked with his father in IT service until he was about 21, took over the business. He was in there, humble guy, completely different background. They're 50 million in revenue. And then another lady, I really enjoyed her story. I think I said that like a billion or 25 million to a billion. She recounts the struggles that it had in the whole business. It's like a quick story for her chapter. And what AI can be used for if you're having that same rapid growth. And again, my favorite thing was servant-hearted, all proceeds go to St. Jude. So it's such a good project. And again, the message that came out of this, just share to you that, it's not just my message, but they found it true with all their clients, questions about how to use AI in their business. And it really was focus on an outcome you want to improve. One thing at a time is not too little. Just tackle one thing. And even if it's one person, and you make a great place to work for one person at a time, I think unlocking the potential with your people is really unlocking potential with your whole business and organizations and nonprofits. Get them in the right seat. And now I feel like we have a way and a tool to do that without guessing and increasing that unengaged portion of our staff. So that's it. I was told not to sell anything. I'm not selling anything. So, I don't have a page that you can sign.
You shared though about
Yeah.
your just recent honor y'all received with Entech about Inc. 5000.
Oh yeah. So this is so I founded Entech as an IT service business in the area, and the team is awesome. I started with Wireless Networks many years ago. I was really inspired by Wireless Electric, community focused, and we kind of rebooted it as Entech in 2013. And last year, we got Inc. 5000. So Applied, one of the fastest growing companies in the U.S. that Applied, number 40 something in Alabama. And I don't think anybody else did it in Dothan. But yeah, it's good, fun, honor, and that's really the IT side. That's what I do. If you need IT service, we can help you with that. But the book, this is just me sharing this experience that I had writing with servant hearted, and it just really connected well with what I thought about Rotary, serving the community, building, giving back. Some of you spent a life in service and business, and it's never too late to continue to build. And I think with AI tool, focus on one thing at a time. And so there's my number. Text me if you have any questions. And if you would like a book, if you said, man, I wanted more today on AI, we got 19 other chapters. Love to bring you a book and share that with you. And then potential webinar. I really did enjoy this. So I could sit down and do assessments and map them into AI all day. So I'll probably have a webinar coming up where we connect in, maybe 20, 30 people at a time and walk you through what we did, if anybody's interested in that, or a future project. So encourage you guys, make a great place to work for one person at a time.
I started off, I think a lot of people fear AI because of the things they see on social media.
Mm-hmm.
But so how do you encourage them how to reach out other than to use it to help one employee at a time, but how to use it successfully just for them personally, or maybe somehow in their business other ways?
Yeah, so James said there's a lot of people fearing AI and how could they use it successfully personally? That's a great question. I don't know how much time I got.
You still got some time.
Okay, so I did this with myself many years ago. Long story short, I got this association in my head. I grind a lot, I get output, and then I feel happy. And I mean, that's normal. And I was starting to slump, maybe a burnout. And I remember going to a counselor and saying, hey, I need to grind more because I want to feel happier. And I need to grind more. And the counselor's like, why? I'm like, I'm asking you for answers. I said, because, So I'm going through everything with him. And he said, hey, you need a hobby. And I thought that was so counterintuitive. And to me, that was a learning moment. I had no idea my right hemisphere was being abused by my left hemisphere. He said all these things I didn't understand. He said, I didn't know. So I was like, okay. So I remember going through that. And then I remember the pandemic coming up and, what it was like in March. The numbers are coming in from Europe. It's really looking bad. Thankfully, they didn't do math the same way. It wasn't as bad as they thought. And so I'm not worried about just my business, but are we going to have an economy? And I remember doing this. So answering James' question, I had a moment where I'm just building a computer. And it's very relaxing. How am I so relaxed? So I remember putting that together with, this is my personal assessment for me. How can I serve better? How can I touch more? So I brought all this stuff together with AI. I did this for myself and came up with a hobby that really fit me. And it's positively impacted my life. Now the counselor, I guess he saw it. I didn't understand it. Put this all together. And through that journey, I did realize it was through service. And I learned a lot with AI as my coaching director to use that for myself. And so that inspired me to help others, understand themselves better. I became a student of myself with AI. It's a very long answer. But yes.
Adam, do most businesses need to license some kind of a pro AI if it's going to use it in their business? And you said yours was $200 a month, what you're using?
Yeah, so Les, you're asking, do you need to license a pro version of AI for your employees? I would encourage, at minimum, you could use, ChatGPT has a business version. You can unlock that for your employees. As soon as you do, the settings by default are set to keep your information private. They're not using your information to build the model. They're using everybody else that's using it for free. They're giving up their information to build the model. That's one way. Also, again, I'm not selling anything here, but Microsoft ecosystem is fantastic. So Microsoft was a partner with OpenAI in the beginning, so they have connections with, they can use ChatGPT as well. So if you think about your team and employees, they can have an ecosystem that allows them to build their own agent, it allows them to access their internal data, to ask questions, and with the right tooling, you can pretty much bring in any data about your business, and then your team will have access to that through their Office 365 license, depending on the version.
So what's the typical cost of business would spend for that?
They may go from a $20 to a $30 or $40 a month plan, just ballpark.
Now, they offer some online training also. You do this so you can see online presentations and all, and help you learn how to be a student, to learn how to be more effective in using it.
Yeah, Jim's talking about online learning. You get online, you can take there's several random courses out there. If you feel overwhelmed about, everybody has an AI course that made it with AI, I would step into the official, like the Microsoft class. They have something called Agent in a Day. And if you have employees that are excited about AI and you're kind of concerned with them running off, the deep end with it, encourage them to use an Agent in a Day class. Very nice one-day class provided by Microsoft with a professional. And at the end, they will connect you with someone who can help build it out. If it's something small, we've connected that, and even I think it's like an enterprise. It's a rescue company just wanted dashboards to see live data. Yes, sir.
Can you comment on a national level what you see with the big firms like that's trying to build a giant thing and raising billions of dollars? Navita is an example. What is your thoughts? Is that going to go over countrywide, worldwide, as they are projecting?
So you're talking about the hardware, the build out of the data center nationwide, and what are you thinking about, the jobs or the power usage?
Power usage and jobs, both.
Yeah, so it takes a significant amount of money for this processing. And I do find it interesting, NVIDIA was able to, ride the wave of the video games, and they still are with their video cards. And slightly technical, they have chips and memory on these video cards that are so fast, they were able to be the #1 processor for cryptocurrency. So NVIDIA rode this wave of crypto, and in the back, they're building AI, and now they're riding the wave of AI because of the fastest chips. And so there's a lot of power required, a lot of money required, and it's impacting computer costs because of the memory chips as well. On a national level, I just see them continuing to need resources and growing. It's going to be a lot of power. And the experience I have is, if you know what it's like to have a model on your laptop, you're going to ask it a question, you'll come back 30 minutes later, and it's a terrible answer. So that's what a local machine can do. There's a lot of power required for this. I don't know if that answers your question. On a national level, I think it will continue to grow. All right. One small thing that I agree with, one small thing can make a big difference for your business. Choose one thing. Get started. Thank you.
Didn't mean to have to pause there, but did not have a microphone. Thank you, Adam, very much for running around. Appreciate you being here. Very, very informative. Appreciate what you do. Like to thank all the guests for being here. Always good to see Wallace Rotary. Appreciate y'all being here. Appreciate everything y'all do. Very great club. Thank you to everyone who helped participate and put this meeting together today and participated. The next week's program will be brought to us by Keith McNulty. We actually Kyle George, Troy Athletic Director. There should be a very, very great program. I'm not sure if anyone follows Troy Athletics, but it's just right up the road. I believe you'll certainly enjoy it. If you will, let's all stand, say 4-way chants. 3, 3, say it, look forward to seeing everyone next week. Pray for you.